Hey guys! So for today's video I wanted to do something that was honoring the fact that we are going back to school now. And it's 10 things that they don't tell you about college. As much as people say this like, oh, it's not going to be a generic one, like make friends, get involved, do your homework. It's not going to be that. And the only way I learned them was by living and learning and figuring them out for myself. So I wanted to share them with you. Number 1. You don't have to go to college. Our society today tells us you have to go to college to get a good job. You have to go right out of high school. You have to know what you're gonna do. It's not true. Some people might be suited for going into the military or going to a tech school or waiting a couple years or even just going into the workforce. And that's okay. Number 2. You don't have to go away to college. I had a guidance counselor and a teacher telling me that my decision to live at home for my first couple of years of college and go to a branch college of a university was wrong, and that I should move away and I should be at least 2 hours away. But what I found out was it's totally okay to stay at home and go to community college for your first 2 years or go to a branch college of a university like I did. Not only does it kind of ease you into the college thing, you're not like right away from home, but it also saves you money. They don't cost as much. And I think there's something, if it's not passed already, I think like they're trying to get it through, that the first 2 years of community college are free. Number 3. Just because you test out of classes doesn't mean you need to take the harder ones. So when you're going into college, you'll take placement tests. And for example, let's say you take the placement test and you place out of your math classes. And it says, oh, you can move on to Calc 1. And you're going to be a high school English teacher. Guilty as charged. For high school English, you don't need to go up to Calc. You just need your base maths. So instead of putting that pressure on yourself and taking Calc and maybe not doing as well as you wanted to, you can take lower level math to meet your requirement. And they're going to be easier for you because you've already tested out of them, and they're going to count and they're going to help your GPA. Number 4, Rate My Professor will be your best friend. So if you haven't heard of it, it's a website called Rate My Professor, and you can go in and search for your professors and see what people who have taken their class say about them and their class. And on here you'll find out things like if you need the book, if you need to read, if they're fun, if they're hard, if they're boring, if they're hot. You get a little chili pepper next to them that says, this is a hot professor. Check Rate My Professor when you're making your schedule. This has saved me so many times. Number 5, you don't have to buy most, all of your books. Just depends. What I would recommend is waiting the first week to see if the professor is going to require the book or if it's a class that you think you can make it through without the book. If it turns out that the book is required, don't buy it from the bookstore. It is hella expensive. So things you can do instead of buying from the bookstore are emailing or talking to your professor and seeing if there are students from the previous semester's class who are selling their books. You can go online and rent books. You can find free books online, especially if a book is out of copyright. So if you're taking an English class and you have to read Alice in Wonderland, it's out of copyright, so you can get a free ebook or just like read it online, a PDF or something of it. The last way is a secret, kind of a secret, it's just that people don't know about it, on how I get my books for free. First way is to check your university library's collection of books. The university library is going to have a lot of textbooks. And our library also has something called the reserves. Professors will put books behind our circulation desk and students can come and check them out for 2 to 4 hours depending on like how in demand the book is. I'm not sure if all campuses do this, if this is just my campus thing, but it's worth checking out because it's a free book. The next 2 things that I do are particular to Ohio. I'm not sure if the same system applies outside of Ohio, but here we have something called Search Ohio and also OhioLink. OhioLink is a collective search engine of all of the universities in the state, and you can go on there and search your little book in that catalog, and it'll tell you what colleges in the state have them, and you can request that book. And then Search Ohio is a kind of the same thing. It's a catalog that you can look your little book up in, and it searches most of the public libraries in the state of Ohio. So that's an even bigger search. Number 6. Don't buy school t-shirts because you will get plenty of them for free. Usually if you go away to colleges, and sometimes even like community college, branch colleges, will have a welcome weekend and you will get 100 free t-shirts. Number 7. Speaking of these free events, make sure you go to them because they're free. You also never know what new programs you'll find there, and you never know who you're gonna meet. There's plenty of people going to these things that you could, like, I don't know, just meet some new friends. Yay, new friends. Also, did I mention free and you get free stuff? Number 8. Only freshmen wear their lanyards. So you'll get a photo ID, and a lot of places will tell you to wear your ID around your neck on a lanyard, and this is a telltale sign that you are a freshman because upperclassmen don't do that. So if you want to blend in and not be known as a freshman, don't wear your lanyard, just keep your ID in your wallet. I promise it's just as easy access there as it is around your lanyard. Number 9, don't raise your hand and ask to go to the bathroom. This is another sign that you're a freshman. It kind of annoys like the students around you and probably your professor because this was an interruption. You are allowed to just get up and walk out and go to the bathroom, just as long as you're not being too disruptive. And number 10, your professors actually care about how you do. So it may not be as prevalent in your giant lecture classes for like your core classes and stuff, just because the professor has so many students in the class, there's no way for them to know all 200 of you. Now you may get those professors that are big jerks and they're like, I don't care if you fail or pass, I'm just here to collect a paycheck. There are those people, but the majority of the professors I have actually care, and if you come to them with a problem and explain your situation, they're there to help you. And there's also these magical little things at the end of the semester called evaluations. And again, I don't know if this is at all schools, but it's been at the ones that I've gone to, where at the end of the semester you get an evaluation. It's completely anonymous and you can write whatever you want and rate the professor however you want. And it's helpful to not be a jerk and be like, they were awful, if they were actually pretty good. Or if it was just that you weren't showing up to class and you didn't know anything. If they get like enough bad critiques, the university is gonna look at that and be like, no. So they do have an interest in how you do, even in those giant 200-person lecture halls. Those are the 10 tips I have for you guys about what they don't tell you about going to college. Leave me a comment down below letting me know if you'd like me to do some more of these videos, because I'm not kidding you, I have a whole page here full of stuff that I just want to talk to you guys about college. Also, if you like this video, make sure to subscribe to my channel. Also, I do have a back to school giveaway going on right now. I will have the link down below for you to that video so you can check it out. Alright guys, that's all I have for you today, so I will see you in the next one. Bye! Job, tech, military. More what's the word? Not intense or intimidating. Intimate, not a senior yet, still a junior, but I've been a junior for like 3 years. I mean, yeah, it's not just limited to freshmen. I'm helping all y'all out. No, don't put that in there. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Just waiting on Scott to respond to me, cause he knows a lot about the library. I made a rhyme. No, we're just gonna leave it there. Boop-a-doo. I'm all done with that video.